Welcome back, viewers and subscribers. It's your big, bad, mighty Star Flames TV, and we're back with another trendy video. In this video, guys, we're going to talk about the attorney working with Tony Buzbee on the Sean Diddy Combs lawsuit, including the Jay-Z lawsuit as well. Miss Auntie Gion Curiz is clapping back at the judge, and she's saying, Your Honor, respectfully, that description is definitely not true. I know you're not talking about me, but respectfully, I'll also do better going forward. She has definitely worked up her way to be sanctioned. She cannot escape it at this point in time, because that response when you have done something wrong is definitely not one that you want to give a judge. But we're going to see in the next court hearing if I'm wrong. And so far, I've been hitting everything that I've been telling you guys would have happened. So I doubt that I'm wrong, but we're going to see. Now, if you guys remember when Tony Buzbee had filed the slew of lawsuit against Sean Diddy Combs, there was one particular attorney besides Mr. Alex Spiro who said, Your Honor, don't you notice what Buzbee's doing? Buzbee is not submitted to practice in the Southern District of New York, and he hasn't submitted any request for pro ac vice. However, he's using another attorney electric handling to submit the lawsuits. Now, that in itself is not wrong nor illegal. However, before Buzbee does that, he needs to get a pro ac vice, needs to be signed off, need to be approved. Buzbee basically jumped a few hoops, and as such, Buzbee used Curious Antigion or Antigion Curious, basically ID to submit the lawsuits. And as such, the judge had issued a stern warning to her. And it was the EFC credentials that Buzbee had used for Curious. So the judge said to Curious, this should have never happened, because what should have happened was Buzbee should have taken the proper channel in order to use your EFC credentials. But instead of taking the proper channel, Buzbee filed and litigated using your EFC, and is not submitted to practice, and you know better, Miss Curious. And she clapped back at the judge, and she's saying, Your Honor, respectfully, you're saying that I intentionally violated court proceedings, and that's not the case. I'm a seasoned attorney who have dealt with these type of lawsuits before, and as such, I know how to handle these lawsuits. I'm wondering, is it that these attorneys thinks so highly of themselves that when the court points out their mishandling, they're gonna clap back at the judge and Your Honor, listen, I understand what you're saying, but I am seasoned. I know my stuff. But irrespective of the fact that you know your stuff, you did something wrong, which the court is pointing out to you, and then you're going to say, however, respectfully, I'll do the right thing going forward. That is gaslighting, and I literally cannot see how is it she's going to avoid getting sanctioned. So, as it relates to Miss Antigion or Curious Law, she's saying, Dear Judge Vizcosil, I think that's how it's pronounced. She says, I write in response to Your Honor's order denying motion to appear pro ac vice and to withdraw order. The docket number is included in the order. Your Honor states that Mr. Buzbee improperly filed and litigated this case using the EFC credentials of local counsel whose apparent complicity in his improper conduct may be grounds for sanction. Respectfully, that description is simply not true. Moreover, I cannot by my silence, not B-U-Y, but B-Y, by my silence, allow it to appear true. So she's saying that what the judge is saying that she allowed Buzbee to use her credential to file and litigate, these lawsuits. She's a complicit in Buzbee's wrongdoing. She's saying, Your Honor, respectfully, I cannot stand by and be silent on you saying that, Because if I do, it will appear to be true. So what you're saying is not true. But why would you tell such a blatant? Because it is so black and white that what the judge is saying is factual. I don't know why she would respond in this manner, in this type of manner. Like, I mean, you cannot tell the judge how to word things, how to suit you. And I find this I'm questioning because I didn't, expect this from Curious. I know that I've done a little bit of research on her and she doesn't seem to be so bad after all. But after this response, I'm like, oh my God, she has just set herself up to be sanctioned. She says, I am co-counsel with the Buzbee law firm in this and numerous other cases relating to Sean Combs, both in federal and state court. The Buzbee law firm selected me to be co-counsel because I am a former prosecutor who has extensive experience representing victims of sexual assault. Mr. Buzbee did not file or litigate this case with my EFC credentials, nor would I let him or anyone else do so. I reviewed all documents in this case and filed them under my EFC because I approve them. I have been working alongside the Buzbee law firm to bring justice to our clients affected by Mr. Combs. I don't believe her. Buzbee did exactly what the court is saying he did, because the mere fact that he did not request to get a pro ag vichy, I believe the judge 100%. I believe what she's doing is covering her ass, but is she doing a good job of doing so? I don't think so. No, she's saying it is true that Mr. Buzbee signed the complaint and several other documents as my co-counsel. At the time, I did not review that as problematic, nor did I view that as the entering of a formal appearance, and we apologize to the court for any misunderstanding regarding the same and will be guided accordingly in future filings. We thank the court for its time and attention in this matter. That's a bit cringy. I understand what she's saying, but she's saying to the court, what you have is incorrect. So the court did not make this assumption. It has to appear that Buzbee filed, submitted, and litigate using her EFC. So now she's saying Buzbee didn't do that. I did. I am co-counsel for Buzbee. But my question is, because this is what makes this all so questionable, right? Because if she's co-counsel for Buzbee, why didn't she show up from the first place to represent Buzbee? Like, there's so many questions here, and you can literally see that Curious is playing games. Buzbee is playing games. But how do you play games with the legal system? It's just such a mess. So many inconsistencies at this point in time. And for these seasoned attorneys to be acting like this, it's really disappointing to see. But let's see what happens going forward. She's clapping back and saying what the judge is saying is not what had happened. But I do hope that we get some further clarification. Let's see if the court will leave it as is. But I don't think they will. I don't think they will. There's just too much fumbling at this point in time. But I want to hear from you guys. Let me know what's your take. While you're at it, thumbs up, share, subscribe. And I'll see you guys down in the comment section. Peace.